Hi everyone, it's Kathy. Welcome to my channel. I have a really fun project planned and I'm trialing some new software. I hope you're gonna like this. So we can do like the split screen with my little face up in the corner. I think it'll be in that corner. And then you can see my hands. And anyway, I've got a very special project today that's near and dear to my heart. We are going to make a mini Advent journal. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to point the camera down and do a quick flip through. But yeah, it's 28 pages of just amazing little places to put special things. Basically, Advent calendars are a countdown until Christmas. They start on December 1st and they go to the 25th. This does have 28 pages, and usually there's like little hidden pockets or little flaps, or so children can open up and get special gifts or special little notes for each day. They can be in the form of a puzzle, a Lego, a wreath with candles, calendar of course. But anyway, this is my version of the Advent junk journal, and I think you're gonna like it. So I have one as a template, and then we're gonna make another one. I've prepared a few things ahead of time, so this won't be like a super long video. So, and we'll just fast forward a few things too, probably. But thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for your patience while I use my new software. And let's get started. This is exciting. Okay, so here it is. Oh boy, I made this fun little thing here. Sewed in. It's just one signature. So I have a little pocket in the front with some fun little ephemera, little things to put in. And then in the back, I've typed up 13 Bible verses that have to do with the birth of Christ. So like this is Luke 2:9, and lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were sore afraid. So it kind of goes through the story of the birth of Jesus. Have you ever watched that Peanuts Christmas special when Linus reads this? It's so special. Anyway, I've got all these beautiful verses typed out, which I am going to give you free in the description, by the way. So every page has a little pocket I made out of vellum. I threw a few things in there so you could see. And it's just a cute little mini. And then I use these little number dies. So each page has little numbers on them. Let's just dive right into this fun little project. I'm gonna leave this on the side because we're gonna be referring to that a lot. So what I've done is given you the specs for this. So the cover, what I did was, these are two separate pieces and this is a binding. And this basically is just, you know, the Tim Holtz backgrounds paper, and I think it's fine. I did sew around it. Got this piece that I want to use. This is also a Ranger product. The Christmas, I got this last year, and this side is just regular cardboard, so I will be gluing something to that. That's going to be my binding, and I'm going to use one of my digitals for my digital kit for the inside. So let's just go ahead and start cutting this. Oh boy, this is fun. So the cover, the sides are 4 3/4 tall by 3.5 wide. So we're going to cut 2 of those by 3.5. Definitely saving that. Okay, so we've got those. Now the binding is going to be 4 3/4 tall by 1.5 wide. So the binding is it's kind of like a little square binding. So where the actual signature will go is 1/2 inch. So let's see, let's do the 4 3/4 by 1.5. Okay, so we've got those. And so in theory, that should fit. Let's see how we did with our measurements. So I think this will make more sense when, oh no, I just realized this is not good because I probably make all kinds of crazy faces when I'm working. And now you're going to see, oh boy. Oh, well, that just did me in. Okay, let's go ahead and do some score marks on here. We are going to do 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. And then, like I said, the binding will be 1/2 inch in the middle. There we go. So I just want to give that a little bend. And I also want to give this a little bit of ink. I decided to use scorched timber for this, for inking. I didn't do that, and I wished that I had. So it's so nice when you make one thing, you can learn all your little mistakes, and then the next time around I can share them with you. And let's just make sure this looks good. I'm going to do one side at a time. Ooh, look at that. Well, that's too big. Interesting. So much for my measuring. Good Lord. 4 3/4. Okay. So let's go ahead and just do one side, and then we'll get it lined up and do the other side. Yeah, I was thinking that I wanted to make an advent calendar, and I thought, oh my gosh, how fun to make a little junk journal. That's an advent calendar, right? So that glued on there. I just kind of like doing this to make sure you're giving yourself the bend. Oh, I love those colors together. They are great, aren't they? That Christmas paper, I remember using this last year. It is really nice. It's thick and it's beautiful. There's really no up or down, so you can't go wrong with the pattern. That looks great. Oh yes, it does. So there, we've got our little journal. What I was saying about the inside and my other one, I left that, but see, I didn't have to add anything because that had a inner. How did I do with measurements? It's a little short. It's a little short, but I really like it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a piece in because, yes, I am. We're going to stitch around that anyway. So I think it's going to be okay. This little extra piece. And I really don't even think you're going to notice that once we get the other one on here. Whenever you try anything new, you feel a little discombobulated, and that's how I feel right now. You're out of your comfort zone, but I think that you guys are going to like this, and I think I'm going to like it too, because I like it when I can see a person's face. But as I said, you're probably going to see some weird faces because Lord only knows what I do when I'm making a video because I haven't looked at myself in so long. Oh boy. Okay, let's get this on. Okay. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is going to work out just fine. You are not even going to notice that little area. I do not think we're even going to notice that. It worked out good. Great. Oh my gosh, I have a special treat for you guys. Remember I told you, if you watch my videos, I told you in the last video that we were purchasing a condo in Massachusetts near where our kids and grandkids are. And we did. Last weekend, we did it. It was kind of scary, but we did it. And we did some painting and moved in some basic things. And oh gosh, it was fun. I'm going to show you the video at the end. I hope I don't forget because I did a nice little thing for you guys. So there it is. Now let's go ahead and give this our bend. I just want to make sure that because things are still kind of drying, I want to do this right. There. Oh yeah, there's our little book. Oh my gosh, guys, look. That is great. I am happy with that. So the next step is I need to sew around this. Now, one thing I'm going to do, because I wanted to show you this on here, see this beautiful little snow gal? And can you see how I put sparkles, little glitter in her hair and stuff? I'm going to use this beautiful little lady on here. So because I want this to dry while I'm doing this video, I'm going to do this now and set it aside instead of waiting till the end. So let me just get this out of the way. So what I use to do this is some of this tulip, it's just glitter, and a little bit of glossy accents. So on her, got a really pretty pearl necklace and pearls here, and a little bit around this gorgeous white lace collar. So let me get some glossy accents on there, and then we're just going to put a little bit of glitter on there, and I think that's going to be really pretty. Just kind of around the edges, just to make it special, festive. That's nice. I can always add more, right? So just like would be embossing, I'm just going to put some glitter on here, and the glossy accents actually holds it on and dries pretty quickly. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty. It just makes it special. Oh, I like that. So we'll set that to the side. I have to sew around this, and I will be right back. All right, there we go. Okay, we are looking pretty good. I can actually put this aside. It's just going to be a 3-hole little journal, and we can work on the pages. So the pages, journal pages, there's going to be 6 pages. They're going to be 4.5 inches by 6, and I'm going to use one small envelope, and it's flat. I've picked out a few things, and I did have something fun to show you here. I have this fun little French mini dictionary. So what I did was pulled out a few pages. We're going to do 2 of them. And I got that at a secondhand store. First one I did, I want to show you because I had to experiment. I used scrapbook. Oh, look, I've got my little guys in there. I used scrapbook paper for the hinges on the inside and outside. And it made it really stiff because these papers, the pages are pretty thin. So I decided I wanted to use something lighter weight to hinge them together. So I decided to use a piece of this rice paper. So it's pretty sturdy. I went ahead and took a stamp and stamped it. This is the stamp. We're going to use this on some of our vellum for our pockets. It's just one of the Tim Holtz stamps. I love that. It's one of my faves. And then I went ahead and cut these little strips. These are 3/4 inch strips. But what I did was I took 2 of these pages, it's a cute little French dictionary, got them lined up pretty much with the seams together there. And then I took one of these. All of a sudden I have a lot of moving pieces on my desk. I went from not much to a lot. And then I just went right down this. I just loved how this acted as a kind of like, oh, I guess you could call it a seam binding, but it's light and it works great. And then I just took it and went right up the center like that. And I like the look of it. I like everything about it. So that's one side, and the other side, just made those the same height. I did one with the pages a little separated. I didn't like how that looked because you could kind of see the page tops, and I just liked this so much better. Oh, let's go up a little bit with that. You have a little wiggle room. There we go. Let's see. And you just, isn't that wonderful? They're so, it just works so great. Let's do 2 more. It's going to go right down at the bottom. We're just going to lay that on. Let's get one of these right here. So yeah, really nice to use this rice paper for something like this. And fabric would do something similar, but I just wanted something lightweight. Let's put this to the side. I'm going to use a page from a bird book. And I like these little hummingbirds because they are red and green. So as you can see, the talking and the doing all the things. Oh boy. Okay, 4.5 by 6, here we go. So this is going to be the 4.5. I want to get my little guys in there. All right, so that makes 3. And then I'm going to use one of my digitals, which when I want to use a digital and I want the other side to be a journaling space, I just throw in a piece of coffee dyed paper into my copier and I copy the other side. So this is really nice. I love the bird. Okay, nice. Then I was thinking about using this because I had already done it and it's already cute. from my video with the crosswords. So what I have to do though is bridge it with that rice paper. But I really love this and I think it would be fun to use. So those two are going to get stuck together. But while I'm cutting, let me just finish. Let's see how we're looking here for paper. I am going to do a couple special touches to these pages before I get them all in the journal because it's just so much easier, as you know, to do that. So I'm going to use the same paper to bind these two and make one page. So far, so good with my new camera setup. Oh, I know you're just like seeing the top of my head for a lot of this, but I still think it's nice to have that contact. There you go. Oh yeah, I'm glad I used that. All right, let's see what we have for paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I need another colorful one, guys. And I'm wondering if this might be fun. I think I'm going to use that half page. Yeah, look at how fun that is. Oh, and it's got something on the back. Okay, we're good. That's what we're going to do. So let's get that folded. And actually, that could be the center. I think that would be really pretty as the center. Boy, working in a mini journal is so fun and easy. It's such a treat. Okay. Now, I did a little mini pocket, which we're going to put in here right now. It's got a little raccoon on it. And I just have to quickly take something and put something on that white because I don't really want it to be white. And I think I'm going to just use my speckled egg. Yeah, so now you guys can see my eyes darting from side to side looking for stuff. Or before. Oh man, this first video is going to be pretty funny as I get used to this. I think I'm just going to go in and I'm not even doing a pattern. I'm just going to add some of this just to give this a little bit of color. And that's going to be glued down, so you're not even going to see that. See, that's all. And then we'll take a little bit of water, a tiny little squirt. So now what I need is, what I did here is I added a little flap of paper on the other side of that envelope and I rounded the corners. So let's do the same thing here. I just have to figure out what I want to use. Ooh, this is really pretty. I wanted to kind of make it the same size. That actually works. Ooh, and I like that. I like that edge. Let's do that. So it's the same size as the envelope. Cut that. And then that will look like that. Yeah, I like this. Let's go ahead and get that inked up while we have it in our hand. So that's kind of like another page. So there's 6 pages, and then there was this little guy. Shall we go ahead and ink these pages? Yeah, let's do it. I will fast forward this part so you guys don't have to watch this, but I think this adds a lot. What I wanted to do before I go any more inking, and I kind of forgot to do this, because then you're cutting your edges off and then you have to re-ink them. That doesn't make a whole lot of good sense. Is I'm going to trim up these edges so we don't have these uneven edges. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but I think with a smaller journal like this, for some reason to me, it does. And my all-elusive razor knife has decided to hide. There it is. I just want to make sure everything is nice and far in as it can go. And then I'm going to give this a trim to just make those edges even. By the way, my razor knife was right where it was supposed to be. I just didn't look good enough. Okay, there you have it. So that's nice, see? Much better, much, much better. So now I have to ink up those edges. That's what I'm talking about. I did the same thing last time. I inked everything. Then I was like, oh no, my edges are cut. Now I have to ink them again. So actually, now I've got my papers. They don't need to be back where they're going because I want to do a couple special things with some stencils. So if you can see, I did little embossing and I did some stars and a few different things just to kind of fill these pages in. Some Christmas trees, and I think it made it very special. So I am going to get my little Christmas stamps and stencils. Let's give myself some room here. And for anything that we want to do a little embossing, the VersaFine Clair is a little bit juicier. So I do like using that. And then I have my favorites over here, my Salvaged Patina, Aged Mahogany, and Rustic Wilderness. So let's just make a huge mess, get everything out, and see what we can do here. Oh boy, that's begging for something, isn't it, right there? So we've got our journal pages ready. They're all set to go. But I wanted to do one thing before we put the pockets on those, and that is I had a little inner pocket for my little verses and for my little trinkets for the Advent journal. So we're going to cut one for the front and cut one for the back and get that glued in with a little Fabri-Tac. So I've got this really pretty lace that I used, and I just cut it down a little bit so it wasn't quite as high. I cut 2 rows off of that, and then we're going to give it a little clip here. All right. I love it. It's cute. Okay, that's done. Let's put this aside. So I'm going to do a real quick just run around and show you the new digs. Okay, let me turn the camera around. Okay, so this is when you walk in the door. This is our living room. This place was built in 1964, but the previous owner did some nice updates. I like the color. The rug is very nice. I've thrown a few things up on the wall here just to make it feel homey. We were just here for a long weekend. I've got to show you the views. Let's just go right outside. Let's just go right out here and show you what it looks like out here on the deck. Look at that tree. Ah, talk about foliage. So we are stuck right in the middle of this mountain range that is just beautiful, incredible. There's kind of like a 360 view because you'll see when I go to the front of the condo, you can see the other side of the mountain range, but this is it. Next summer, I'm gonna be sitting here sipping coffee in the morning, watching the sunrise. Oh, this is great. Oh my goodness, and this is so cool. See this little shelf right here from the window? Well, there's the rack. You can see we've already been cooling stock out here. It's just funny. My husband and I like to cook. So let's go back in. We had people over this morning for a Polish tradition. It's called borscht, and it's something I'm going to show you because I'm coming into this little tiny galley kitchen, which we thought would be much too small for us, but we actually love it. New appliances, ample cabinet space. Here's our borscht. So you take a great big fat, beautiful Polish kielbasa, and you boil it and add garlic and onions and beef broth. And then you take some really good quality rye bread, cube it up and let it sit out overnight till it gets hard. Some horseradish and some hard-boiled eggs. And you put that all together with steaming borscht broth over it with the kielbasa. And that's a little Polish breakfast. And it's very fun. So look at this view when you're doing dishes. Love it, love it, love it. Some issues. We've got some bubbling on the wall here. So our son is going to cut a nice piece of polished stainless steel and fit that right in there. And I think that's going to be nice because that will continue to do that with cooking with that edge right there. I got this cute little set at Goodwill. Little chairs, pretty little table, and it's got a leaf. I love the green on this. It's so pretty. I've got a leaf so we can have company. This little fireplace, electric fireplace came with it, which I think we'll keep. I might paint it white, but for snowy nights in the winter, when we come up to visit, it's gonna be great. So I'm just gonna show you real quick. Bedrooms, everything is like painting stuff everywhere. There's an accent wall that's getting painted. Oh, but this is what I wanted to show you. The other view is right there. Isn't this incredible? Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is a nice sized master bedroom. We took out all this weird closet made stuff that was just rickety and old and painted and patched, and we're gonna just put nice poles in there and shelves, washer dryer right there, another nice linen closet, another spare bedroom on the small side, but it's doable. We're gonna paint that. You can see we're painting shelves, so everything is beautiful, redone bathroom. Very happy with that. So I just wanted to bring you in here and do this quick little video before my regular video to show you our new digs. I'm excited. All right, love you guys. What I did was let's just do one piece because I am a few short. I took this wonderful stamp and a piece of vellum and I embossed it with gold because you know how vellum can tear easily. This makes it so much sturdier. And what I did was I again used the VersaFine Clear and Sand Dune because it picks up the gold. And we will just get this finished. Now these are like 2 by 2 1/4. And I tried to do it so I could do it all at once. Just basically just getting some nice ink on there to hold the gold. Okay, let me get out my little cutter. And let's start cutting ourselves some 2 1/4. You know, I think it might be, oh. Do we want to do the numbers first? I almost forgot a very important thing. And that is my numbers. Okay, so this was one of the things I got done ahead of time because that would have been very time consuming for you all. And what I used was this fun little Sizzix die cut, Finlet 666562 die cut. And you know what I did them in, which is very cool? I have one of these gold and silver glitter pages, and they are so pretty, and I can't wait to see what they're going to look like on here. I kind of alternated corners. So we're going to start down here. We're going to do number 1, day 1, just like that. Day 2, and I just want to show you that how I did it, and then I'll do the rest off camera. Just kind of put them where you think that they're going to show up. Yeah, so that's how I did it. I just kind of did opposite corners. But what I'd like to show you is this. So putting these on, because then I can do the numbers and the pockets off camera. I did put a little placeholder in so that wasn't super flat. So all I did was I took this piece of craft stock and I just went around the edges like this with a nice little thin bead of glitter glue, like that. And then I put this on the bottom, kind of centered it on the page, left that in there. It's like a placeholder, so that when you go to put in your little object or your little verse, it's not completely flat against the paper. So it gives you, it's like a spacer. Yeah, we'll call it a spacer. Okay, and then you can take that out and you've got a nice little pocket there. Let's do one more. This is just the way I do it. Tell me in the comments if you have a different way of doing this. It's a little fussy, but I was happy that everything went in my pockets nicely. Again, I think that the embossing of the vellum helped to strengthen it. It's just like an extra layer. Let me show you close up. See? So I'm going to go ahead and put all the numbers and all the little pockets on here, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Listen to how cool this is. The vellum makes it nice and crunchy. So I got all the little numbers in, 16, 17, all the little pockets in, and we are actually ready to sew this into this little cover. I did stitch around that just to reinforce it a little bit. So I have a little template here, just a 3-hole template that I am going to put in the middle of this. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is just mark. I just want to make sure that it's the right height. We're just going to poke a hole right there. Okay. So when you're working with multiple circles, what I do sometimes is I'll just circle the ones that are the correct ones. Let's get this going. Just going to puncture some holes there. This is so easy when it's this small, I'll tell you that. I want to make sure that everything is in the right place, and pretty much it's just that one envelope, as long as that is kind of in the middle. Everything looks great. I'm going to go ahead and put my paper clips in. Like I said last time, I have found a new way for me that really helps, and that is putting these paper clips really close to the inside like that, because then your papers aren't shifting around after you put your holes in. It works. It worked for me with my bigger journal. There we go. I decided to use black embroidery floss. So we'll go in through the center. This is going to be the quickest signature I think I've ever sewed in. There's no doubt about that. Through here. I'm going to skip the middle, go back down to the bottom, and put our little stitch through. Let's come up through the middle. I want to come on the other side of that. There we go. Check that out. All right, let's make sure we've got everything tight, and we can get that looking good. Just want to check on that side and that side. Make sure everything looks great. Give it a couple knots, and then I'll put a little dot of glue in the middle. Just gonna snip that. I put a little border around this. It was a piece of paper, and I just kind of cut the lacy part so I could put that like a border, and I really like that. I think I'm gonna just use the Fabri-Tac. I have this little, I made these little labels. It says Advent Journal, and that's going to go right here on the bottom. Just going to use this since it's out and ready to go. And then we're going to put a couple things in those pages. That's going to go right here. I also made, I had it in a little clothespin because I was wanting it to glue. I had a little beautiful velvet ribbon in this little shiny thing that I found. And I thought instead of putting it on the binding, I'm going to put it right here on the front. And I think that's really special. That's going to need to set up a little bit. And the Fabri-Tac is definitely the way to go for this. Right up here in the corner. See if I can secure that. That works. Okay, that works. Let's get the top on this. I think I'm going to give that a couple minutes to set up. Actually, I will be right back. Okay, that looks good. Probably not perfectly dry, but I think it's dry enough to do what I want to do, and that is I just want to show you how my idea for this. So what I thought was every day someone could choose whether they wanted to take one of these cute little things out of here. Just going to put her in there. Or they could take a little verse out of the back and read that and stick that in there. And there's like enough to do every other day, which I thought would be fun. So there's that. Putting all those fun little things in there. I thought I might stick those 3 there. And I want to put these in the back. The only other thing I thought might be nice for this, but I don't know if it's necessary because I've got my pockets. I was thinking about taking a little piece of vellum and making a envelope that fits in here, that you could take the envelope out, and the only thing is it would hold it a little bit better if you were gonna give this to someone as a gift. Maybe just make a little cute vellum envelope that you could put those in and they could take it out. That was my other thought. Let me just put these couple things on here and then we are done. Oh, this little thing, let me see if this little, oh yes. Oh, it sure does. That little bird cardinal looks great on there. So yeah, you can just decorate this to the hilt, put all kinds of fun ephemera in here. I just wanted to give you my idea and just take this and run with it. I think it's a really fun thing, and what a nice gift. And there's plenty of time to make it and give it to somebody. Let's see if there's another page that needs just a little extra something. That's kind of cute on there. But once you start filling the pockets, the other thing is I wanted to find a few more small ephemera to put in that front pocket for little fillers. So there would be a nice choice. Like that. So in terms of a tie, any pretty little ribbon would work. To be honest, I didn't get that far because it was pretty involved as it was. But I think you could put, we could, you know what, let's do it. Put a little ribbon in the back. Why not? There we go. Very nice. There's our little hole. Well, thank you guys for watching my video. It was kind of long, but it was kind of, I wanted to do start to finish. And I hope you try it. Again, in the description, I'm going to put the scripture verses and my little process. It's not really a process page. It's more of a dimensions page. I'll put that in the description. It will be a Google link that you should be able to click on and just download, just seeing if there's anywhere to put this cute holly. That's kind of nice, isn't it? We need a little something, something there. But yeah, I mean, I can put labels in here and all kinds of fun things. Oh, I am going to put this here because I ripped that paper a little bit. It's stuck, and I think that's nice. Merry Christmas is too long. Okay, guys, I think I'm done. Let's just wrap this around. Guess what my thought was? I would just go like that. What a great little gift to give someone. There's a fun thing for every day of the month of December that they can put in there. They can read those little Bible verses about the birth of Christ, or they can put a little piece of ephemera in there. And I can stock that better with ephemera. Let me know in the comments if you like this project. And if you like my new setup, I'll get better at it, of course. But I think that I'm probably going to use this because I like it. It kind of keeps me accountable. Anyway, let's put both of these here. This one didn't get a tie yet, but it probably will. So my two little lovely Christmas gals and my Advent junk journals. Okay, so I guess what I should do at the end of oh, look, there's my iPhone. I have to figure out how to get that higher. That does the downward, and yeah, so I gotta figure out a few things here. But anyway, love you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye.